on the fucking minute. That was mad. For those of you who don't know, because obviously you don't know, I've been editing tomorrow's video, because tomorrow is a busy day organising something fucking massive.
That's it.
Future-changing massive. So, I had to get tomorrow's video done today. Tuesday's video, because I know you're all screaming, you owe me a fucking video, son, because I didn't get one Tuesday, because I participated in Blackout Tuesday. I hope everyone else did as well. I might put it up on Sunday. Ooh, Doctor Who.
Jesus.
That's it. Sunday. Might do a Sunday upload. How disgusting is that? Right, so, guys, for those of you who don't know, on a Tuesday at 7, normally, I do, me and Lozzie, well, no, Lozzie participates, but he's vocally there.
I sometimes win.
You do sometimes win, but you have to, you didn't have to give up the number one spot.
I'll have the prize then.
Because you don't, well, you could have done, but it's too late. Because you don't participate in making the questions, I make the questions. Obviously, it looks a bit dodgy if you do win, but then again, it makes sense that you'd know a lot about the channel, because some of the questions are based around the channel. So, let me just quickly say, web show is live, boys and girls. I need to fucking... I can't bother to do a swipe up on that. But yeah, so what I'm getting at is we're doing a quiz on Twitch immediately, give or take 2 or 3 minutes after this stream here. All you got to do is follow me on Twitch and then participate in the quiz, and you could win a prize, which today is, drumroll, a £10 Amazon gift voucher.
That's the one.
You know what I mean? So look forward to that, guys. All right, that's twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. There's a quiz straight after. It's normally 7 PM on a Tuesday, but obviously Blackout Tuesday, so we've moved it to today. Anyway, guys, Lozzie kindly, for me, because I was lazy / making other videos, set up a new Gmail for this show, where you guys send in stories, and you send those stories into, I'm going to have to get up on my phone, try and set up on my computer because I'm a dick. You send in your ghost stories, your alien abduction stories, all sorts, yeah? Fucking all sorts. And oh my god, did you guys send stories in? I don't know how, there's literally hundreds of emails here. Some of you are hedging your bets by sending emails in multiple. I see you. I do see you, son. Yeah, I see what you're doing. I want you to read it, so I've sent it to you 18 times. I see what you're doing, son. I see it. But I respect the grind. I do. Thank you for all the follows over on twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. How many in total? I don't know. How do you see in total? Here's the we're scrolling. Oh, it stopped. So however many scrolls that was a lot of scrolling.
Well, it says 86 on the inbox.
86, does it? That can't be right. Unless there's loads in mine. I've counted hundreds. Let's check the spam folder. There's some in spam. You guys aren't spammers. Who's got some suspicious fucking emails? Anyway, guys, we've got lots to get through. We've got like 100 shows worth of fucking emails minimum. But I'm glad that we did make the separate email, because all of a sudden my emails were just, I had to wade through to see all like the business emails and stuff. So yeah, we will pick these at random. These are not pre-read at all. These are not vetted. Yeah. So, and then afterwards, the chat will review them, and they can be Savage. Is this video going to be posted? Yes, I am going to be posting these up from now on because I feel like it does tie nicely into the niche of the channel, and I know a lot of people do enjoy them. Probably won't do too well views-wise, but it's just nice that people don't have to worry about being here in the moment because they can just watch them back and sometimes, you know, get your story read out. Luke Slaven donates £2. He says, "How you doing, you two? How are you two doing?" Lozzie, do you want to take the floor on that first?
I'm good. I'm just getting by. Do you know what I mean? Waiting for the lockdown to be lifted. That's it.
Excellent. I'm kind of similar. I'm really fucking done with the lockdown now. It's just it's a bit of a fun yawn, innit? You know what I mean?
It is.
The email is dudeystories@gmail.com. But yeah, so and just briefly go over fucking Monday's video. Holy shit, did very well. It's nearly on. Actually, I'm not gonna say how much it's nearly on. But you guys, I'm gonna give you a clue. I'm gonna give you a clue. The reason I'm being evasive about it is the view number might be a question on tonight's quiz. Yeah. But yeah, no, video did amazing. The response has been amazing, and obviously the whole thing is just fucking crazy over there right now. You know. Rightly so, you know. I think it is time for a protest. It's certainly, you know, I think it's about time that change was made. And sometimes, you know, in order to get change to happen, it's not always pretty. But anyway, we're not here to talk about all that. We're here to talk about ghost stories. So I'm gonna pick. What's this one? Oh, it's girthy. It's girthy, guys. So buckle up. Oh yeah, Lozzie just reminded me. So, just quickly, I'm sorry. Twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino, I sometimes stream a bit of COD, yeah. I've taken a little hiatus from Call of Duty because it was getting me in a bad mood. I wasn't playing very well. So I've come away, yeah. I've tried to change my perspective on the game. I've tried to be more positive about it. I've played it off stream, right? I've got a lot better at it. All of a sudden, in my hiatus of a few days, I've got 4 dubs, 3 dubs yesterday, and in the dubs, I've got between, I think I got 5 kills, 7 kills, 10 kills, and 12 kills in these dubs, right?
Jesus.
So all I'm saying is, when I return to the Call of Duty arena, you better be fucking ready to see some absolute shredding. The parachute was the final straw that broke my back, but I've gone away. Much like Bruce Wayne in Dark Knight Rises, he breaks his back. What does he do? Has some weird, dodgy, definitely wouldn't work surgery, climbs up the side of a prison, and rises from the ashes. That's literally me as a Call of Duty streamer, which you can catch twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. I'm now on 15 wins. 15 wins. I'm on 15 wins. Yeah. It's funny because yesterday I was literally saying, or the day before, I think I was saying to Bailey, I was like, look, you got 3 more wins than me, but I've got 100 games between, you know, less played. And then since that conversation, I've played about 6 games and won 3. I'm an animal. I'm psychotic. I'm on another level of Call of Duty right now.
I love it how you've gone from not being able to open your parachute to getting like 12 kills a game.
That's it. Well, I tried to open the parachute. It wouldn't open. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's it.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just used it as a moment. You know, sometimes, guys, in life, you gotta hit rock bottom in the context of whatever you're doing. The context for me was a guy sponsored RPG, which you just don't do, and then my parachute didn't open when I was spamming X, and I fell to my death. Sometimes that's just how life is, and you can either lay on the floor and die, yeah, or you can rise and level up the ground. That's the way life goes.
That's basically a redemption story, that is.
Mate, it is. It is. It is. It's my redemption arc, that. And I've got another redemption arc coming as well that we're organising tomorrow.
Juicy.
That phoenix will fucking rise. Anyway. So, 11-year-old me was asleep one night, having sweet dreams, and being all innocent. Then I remember in one instance, I went from dreaming to laying in my own bed. I presumed I had woken up and wanted to go for a drink, but when I wanted to get up, I couldn't move. It was like I was almost paralysed. It's weird that the story I pick for the first in today's show is literally the theme of tomorrow's video.
That's it.
In the chat, what is tomorrow's video? Also, guys, sorry, we're going to get there. We will get through this story. I fucking promise. Allegedly, possibly, maybe. APMA. Hang on. Allegedly, possibly, maybe.
APM.
Army. Allegedly, possibly, maybe Army. Up the APMA. What are we saying? APMA. Allegedly, possibly, maybe Army. Is it too much? Up the APMA. Up the APMA. Up the APMA. Up the... I can just vision... Next year's Reading Festival. Up the APMA. Up the APMA. You know, Stormzy comes out on stage because he's a fucking headliner. So, up the APMA. Up the APMA. Up the APMA. Sounds like asthma, but it's not. It's APMA. A-P-M-A. APMA sounds like A-P... Mafia. Mafia. Up the APMA. Big up the APM. Exactly. Up the APMA. Up the APMA. That's it. Jeremy Fisher has asthma. I've got asthma, mate. I've got asthma. You got ligma, I've got asthma. My missus takes it up the asthma. Love to hear it. Up the asthma. That's it.
Fucking hell.
Ronan Keaton comes on stage, up the asthma. That's a Call of Duty stream niche, that. But you tune in. Up the asthma. Love to see it. Could be a football chant. It will be. Honestly, the allegedly, possibly, maybe Army, you have no idea how much that's going to grow. Fucking Christ, it's going to be global. Right, where do we get up to? He's almost paralysed, yeah? Then in the corner of my room, I had a wardrobe which had one of my Wolverhampton Wanderers body warmers. That's when you know you're a football fan, man. Not a Wolverhampton Wanderers football shirt, a body warmer. He's got a fucking Wolves gilet.
Oh.
What a nutcase.
I thought you could call him a nonce.
I don't know about that, mate. I reckon this guy takes a fucking crowbar to the games. I wouldn't want to see what Wolverhampton West Brom with this kid in the fucking ends, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Everybody was hung up on it. However, something seemed off about it. And it was shaking from side to side. And all of a sudden, Adama Traore emerged. Oh, sorry, we need to take this seriously. It's scary, alright? It was shaking from side to side, and all of my windows being shut, and it being the beginning of July. Then out of nowhere, this lanky man with no facial features, no hands, just arms and legs, kind of like the Slender Man, appeared wearing my body warmer. He's a huge fan. He's a huge fan. You know what I mean?
Crouchy's trying to sign on.
Yeah, Crouchy wants to get back to football. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't, as the menace just stood in the corner watching me as I slept. After about 2 minutes, he started to approach me very cautiously, but he eventually got to the edge of my bed when I somehow was able to pull the covers over my head, and all I heard was, "Rocky can't protect you now." This was terrifying, as my nan's dog, who was named Rocky, had died about a week ago. Oh, that's actually quite sad. And another thing that made this weird is that sometimes he would bark at things we could not see, but clearly caused him some distress. After about 5 minutes, I finally built up the courage to lift up the covers and reveal he had gone. But the story does not end there. The next day we had a school trip where we walked down to our local town park. but to get there we had to walk through Chelm Street, which as I walked through the woods, all was going well. Me and my mates were laughing and joking, and I was starting to forget about the night before. That was until I turned a corner to see "You're All Mine Now" carved into the tree.
Fuck.
This sent shivers down. Hang on, he didn't have hands. How's he fucking scribed that? With his teeth. This sent shivers down my spine as I thought, surely this can't be for me. This must be a coincidence. Paranoia kept me up that night, which was probably a good thing as the man did not return. A few weeks later we got a dog ourselves and I hadn't had a bad night's sleep since. So is it the dogs that are protecting me? Who knows? Dudey, if you're reading this, thank you for your time. I've really been enjoying your videos recently. Keep it up, mate. Thank you very much, mate. That was Junsey with the Nightmare on Chelm Street. How good's that? He tied the name in.
Love it.
Palmer Traore. Atma Traore. Up the Atma, up the Atma, up the Atma. It's going to be my thing now. And it's in your heads. Up the Atma. Love it. Love it. Rest in peace, Rocky. Junsey. Great story there, son. I'm going to star them. I'm going to star the email once they've been read.
Yeah, I was going to say what we were doing with that.
Yeah. Right.
Shit, what about the other ones we did?
In the chat. Oh, yeah. If we redo a story, just tell us in the chat. Guys in the chat, as well as Lozzie, what are you giving that out of 10? Up the Atma. By the way, guys, everyone right now, spam me on Twitter and Lozzie, up the Atma. And then I'll retweet them all. Anyone that spams up the Atma at me, I will retweet. Anyone that puts up the Atma in the bio of their Twitter or Instagram is a legend. 3 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7, do you know what I mean?
7 out of 10. +1 for the name. Clap for Lozzie. 10 because he'd chin me at the footy. Billy, I think you'd do worse than that, son. 6.66 out of 10, or 6.66666. 7 out of 10, 4. 7 out of 10, 4. 7 out of 10. It was all right, says Luke. It's not out of 10 though, is it? 5, 6, up the Atma. 7, 3. Give it a good 6 out of 10 to not copy Loz. Bit original, but could feel a bit basic. A 5 for now. So come back next week, try again. 6, 5, 7. I was going to give it a 5, but because of Atma, 7. Lovely. 5 out of 10. I'd give it an okay out of 10. 7. The anonymous video was arguably your best yet because the topic was a cunt to research. It was, Scott. Up the Atma. By the way, guys, Scott sent me a couple of articles to help me with that because I was fucking lost in the swaves of anonymous. Okay. Up the Atma, says Romesh Bellucci. Bellucci, of course, ex-Leeds United defender, proper red card merchant. Loved a good fucking stud to the thigh. Did Bellucci.
Along with Michael Brown.
Patrick Kisnorbo famously comes on in the second half for Leeds United. Has an argument with Jermaine Beckford, our striker at the time. Gets sent off 60 seconds later for arguing with Beckford. Get in.
Love it.
That's League One football. Up the Atma. Love to see it. Love to see it. It's in Riley's put it in the Twitter bio. Love to fucking see it. Jordan, make an Atma a Twitch remote, please. Would be great for raids. Jasper, great shout, mate. Great shout. Reaper calls me the best YouTuber. You're far too kind. Atma is the American Pediatrical Medical Association. Not anymore, Freddie. Not anymore. Atma is the fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm now going to get so many people unfollow me. This is the same thing that happens when I retweet everyone that buys shirts. Because I just flood people's... It's Atma, guys. Atma. AP. A lot of Atmas coming at me. Because I flood the people's pages. They're like, I don't want to say it. And then unfollow me. It's like, shut up, you fucking. Just get up the Atma. Look
Jesus
at this. I mean,
Christ.
fucking go on, the boys and girls. Guys, I mean, if you're watching this video back, I do apologise because you're probably just like, what the fuck? Apner, UPNER, love it. I'll do it. I'll take it. Up the Apner, up the Apner. Also, guys, if you put it on your story on Instagram and tag me in that, I will also... Jesus. Up the Apner, we're starting... Oh, this is amazing. I will have to take a pause from retweeting these guys. I will do it after the show, I promise. What was I going to say? Yeah, if you send it to me on your Instagram story, I'll also put it on my Instagram story. And there is a reason why that would be so fucking helpful, which will be revealed in the coming weeks and months and months and weeks. Right, let's go back. Thank you for that, guys. You absolute animals. People are like, what's going on? What's happening? What is it? We're already creating hype. Up the Apner. Right. Okay, I'm going to do another one. I like the people are now starting to get like, please don't say my name. Say my name, say my name. When no one is around you.
Another one.
Another one. The dog won't let me sleep. My scary story. I don't know if you're going to say don't say my name. No, you sign off at the end. So, Ellie the jellyfish. This is The Dog Won't Let Me Sleep. Say my name, say my name. This story is one of my first creepy experiences that happened to me that I genuinely can't think of a rational explanation for. Telling anyone this today, I still can't get my head around it. And although it only happened in the quickest amount of time, to this day, I still feel as on edge talking about it. Up the Apner. Here we go. Living with my mum when I was 17, there was a short time when mum would work nights and I'd be at home alone, apart from the nights where she'd leave the dog home with me. Her name was Apner. Not really, the dog's name was Poppy, alright? But for this story, we're calling the dog Apner. A-P-M-A. Poppy, sorry, I fucked it straight away. Apner and I were super close, so she would just sleep up in my room with me almost every night. She was a pretty big and clumsy chocolate lab, so the presence of something being in the room never startled me at night. One night, though, she was moving around the room, crawling really fast and knocking into the computer chair, just shoving it about the room. It was so dark, but I could see her big shape near the computer chair just grunting and crawling. She was acting so odd, but I was so sleepy I just threw a cushion and shouted, "Oi, get to bed." She went dead silent, but didn't go to her bed. I was exhausted, so I just turned over and tried to sleep. But yet again, the scuffling and crawling and moving things about on the floor started up. Slammed on the light. Wait, sorry. Sorry. The scuffling and crawling and moving things about on the floor started up. I was well annoyed at this point, so I just got up, slammed on the light, and went to shout at her to get out of my room. But looking where she was just a second ago, she wasn't even there. All in less than a second, she just wasn't in the room at all now. I went downstairs and she wasn't there either. I checked again upstairs and was so nervous and confused about where she could be. So I texted Mum and said, "I can't find Apner. How could she have gotten out?" Mum texts back, "Remember, hun, I brought her with me to work again tonight." I just felt sick. I got that weird dropping feeling in my stomach and was frantically trying to rationalise what the fuck just happened. What I saw upstairs, what I heard, what was moving around on the floor, then all of a sudden, didn't even want to think about it at all. I just lay on the couch, got under a duvet and didn't sleep until my mum got home in the morning. I guess it wasn't the dog who wouldn't let me sleep. Thanks for reading it if you did, Dudey. I did. Smiley face. Ellie. That is very good. I like that one. What could, in the chat, what could that have been? Because Apner was not in the house. Hashtag up the Apner. What could it have been? Mothman, says Lozzie. Lozzie, you could have just said that. I don't know
I could have done, to be fair. I'm trying to mod at the same time.
Oh, that's it. Bloody Atma. Dudey's reading equals David Attenborough.
That is a fucking... That's a great shout. I'll be happy with that.
8 out of 10. Afro Donkey says that was me. I don't know what that means. It was the rake. Oh, sorry, it was Afro Donkey that was in there. I see. Just saying I know the identity of Mothman. Jasper! Tell me. Schizophrenia. The rake. Because of Atma. 10 out of 10. 8 when you're half asleep. Scrap the Mothman if you're about. I'm that confident he's going to die. I'm actually putting together a fund for his funeral costs. You can donate via Streamlabs or Super Chat to the Mothman funeral costs.
Tell you what, his funeral is pretty cheap.
I mean, listen. I'm gonna pay for a wooden cross. I'll stick it in the ground myself. I'll dig it myself. It's basically my own labour to dig him a shallow grave. That's what it is. The £1,000 is also the £1,000 is for flights, basically, for me to get over there, kill him, and then bury him nearby. So it's basically a flight, a flight, a motel, and a shovel. That's what that's for. That's what that $1,000 is for.
Not even the 6 foot standard. Love it.
Nah, 3.5. Fuck
That's
him.
it.
Fuck him. Reminds me of the Human Lick 2 story, given a 7 out of 10 up the Atma. Gotta get my own fucking shit right. Come on now. Up the Atma. Moth Mapma.
Oh.
It works. What was his Atma? I missed this Saturday stream. You are, mate, if you're a fan, you're a part of the allegedly, possibly, maybe army. Up the Atma. Up the Atma, up the Atma. Atma is a bruh moment. That's it.
I'm Atma till I die. I'm
Atma till I die. I'm Atma till I...
I'm sure I am. I'm
Atma till I die. It just works.
Love it. Hear that on the terraces. Love it.
That's it. Atma till I die. We're Atma till we die. We're Atma till we die. Frankie gives out 1 out of 10.
Jesus.
Mahatma Gandhi. Yes.
Nice.
Can't get out of my head. That's it. Atma, 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 Atma. Then there's got to be a different one, isn't there?
Yeah, where'd you go after that? That's the thing. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe go deeper. Atma, Atma, Atma. Oh dear. Allegedly, possibly, maybe army. Yes. I'd rather have an Atma than a wife. That's it.
Nice.
That is fucking it. Singing it in my sleep. That's beautiful. I want to see it all over social media. I want to see it everywhere, guys. Right. Let's go on. Lozzie, you pick one, son. You give one a read. Go on.
Alright, let's have a look. Let me have a look. Did you start the one that you did?
No. See, I'm breaking my own rules. I'm breaking my own rules left, right. So there we go. Ellie the jellyfish. Sent on the 30th of May. See, look, we're going back. It's not just the people that recently send them.
Let's have a look, and do you know what I mean?
Atma.
There's quite a few ones, including dogs, and cats.
Nice.
Love it.
I like the equality.
That's it.
Barack Obama.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Let me just see if they want to be starting off with a name.
The football on the shelf. I think I just started throwing it around somewhere. APMA. It's fun to stay at the APMA.
Right, this one, as far as I can tell, I can't see that they want to be hidden. But the name, fuck it, let's go. So this one's titled "Proof of Afterlife?" ?
Oh, nice.
That's it.
Oh yeah, I see it. Lossie, you've literally picked the one that's just been emailed in.
Well, I scrolled down to the bottom. You read a couple that were out from like a week ago. Not even a week ago. Probably it's about a week ago. I thought I'd give a new one a try.
Let's hit him.
Alright.
Eddie.
Hey, Dudey. Sorry.
No, go for it.
Alright. Hey, Dudey. So to give you a short backstory, I'm currently 19 and my granddad died well before I was born. I've never met him, nor have many of my cousins, obviously. My family don't talk much about his death or about him in general. All I know is his name, and I've never seen one picture of him. All I know is his name, and I've only seen one picture of him at his wedding to my nan.
Nice.
In around 2015, my auntie gave birth to a premature baby, and so was in and out of hospital for a few years. On one particular occasion, she took her other daughter with her, who was about 2 years old at the time. Whilst waiting in the hospital, my little cousin happened to pick up a book that had a coffin on the front cover. She brought it to my auntie, and according to my auntie, she said, "That's where Granddad Billy is." This creeped practically everyone out in my family, as she was only 2, and nobody mentions him, let alone by his name. So there was no way she would have known he was dead. My nan remarried in 2005. This isn't the best ghost story, however, it's creeped my whole entire family out ever since. How she knew he was dead, and let alone what his nickname was. P.S. Fun fact, my auntie recently did one of those ancestry things where you look through your family history, and it brought up old news articles featuring my granddad. Apparently he robbed a factory for some metal and copper, and then broke into 2 houses with his brother when he was like 16. Granddad Billy, a rebel clearly.
Madness. Now, obviously it's not like a spooky ghost one, but I love shit like that. That sort of stuff does happen quite a lot, where like there's no way that people can know information and then they say it, like the cousin not knowing the grandfather's name, and then there she is spouting some shiznay about him. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
It's madness. It's madness.
To be honest,
yeah,
that would freak me out.
It would freak me out as well. It would freak me out.
There's something about kids just like knowing something that you don't, that just freaks me out.
Yeah, it is spooky. It is spooky. What would you give that, guys? Out of 10. Out of 10. Nathan Jones donates £2. Says, "I will eat a Lego 2x4 brick if you start a podcast." Well, Nathan.
Fucking hell.
Nathan, you better go buy a fucking Lego set, son.
Tell you what, get your fucking throat ready, mate.
That's it. Stephen Malone, 10 out of 10. Upreme Pepsi, 9. 10 out of 10, good story, short and sweet, and Billy is a legend, says Freddie Freaker. Excellent. There's some high ratings, there's some low ratings, there's some mid ratings. It kind of hit people on different, levels, I feel. All I can say is, up the Atma.
Indeed.
Up the Atma, up the Atma. By the way, guys, after this web show, you're going to get fucking flooded with Up the Atma on Twitter, so just be wary. Just be aware. It's going to happen. Honestly, don't know what to think about past life stories. Too easy to make up. Good story either way. 5 out of 10, Up the Atma. Glorious. Glorious, Up the Atma. When is your triumphant return to Twitch gaming? That will probably be either later this evening, possibly, or tomorrow evening. But Riley Williams, welcome to the geese. Or should I need to change that?
Up the Atma.
To the Atma. Welcome to the Atma. Greetings. Welcome to the... Oh, I'm going to have to do it on Twitch as well. When you sub, it's going to go, "Welcome to the Atma." That's what it's going to say. I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But yeah, no, that's when my triumphant return will be. But obviously after this show, guys, straight after this show, come over to twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino, because we're doing an interactive quiz where you can win a £10 Amazon gift voucher. Choo choo, motherfucker.
That's it.
Lewis. It's APMA. 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 Allegedly, possibly, maybe, until I die. Love to see it. What games do you play on Twitch? I play Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Warzone. I play World of Warcraft, play GTA 5, play survival horror games. I'm still umming and ahhing about purchasing Final Fantasy 7 Remastered.
Oh.
Up the APMA. Right. Next.
Oh, I didn't star in it. An absolute sweat.
Not even starring it.
There you go.
What's this? Oh, Ghost Stories. Up the APMA. Hi Jordan and Loz, this is my story from my nan who worked in a care home for most of her life. I hope that you enjoy. Jasper, come on, you got a dono to buy it, Jordan. I know I bought GTA 5 with it instead, but I will get it. I'll get it after this. To be honest, my main concern is actually, do I have enough room on my fucking PlayStation? I'm gonna have to get an external hard drive. Nearly on 60k subs. Yes, up the APMA. Let's push that. 1200 away from 60k. Let's go. Oh yeah, guys. Also, Nathan reminded me by saying what nonce disliked. Basically, because this is going up as a video, guys. If you could hit that like button, it does really help me out. So if you could hit the like button on this, that would be amazing. Right, this is Jasper White's Nan's story. These are not really stories, just account of unexplained things reported to me by the staff. One morning I got into work. I was the manager at the time, and the night staff were waiting for me. They looked a little shaken, and this is what they said. The previous night, whilst doing the welfare checks, they heard voices coming from the new wing they went to investigate. They assumed someone had left their radio or TV on. They checked the 4 rooms very quietly so not to wake the residents. They found the room that they thought the voices were coming from and opened the door slowly, but the voices had stopped. There didn't seem to be a radio on, and the lady did not have a TV. They assumed it must be one of the other rooms. Checked them all again and went back to the original room. They said they waited outside and could clearly hear what they described as voices speaking very low, almost a whisper. They opened the door at least 3 times, and each time the voices stopped. They said they carried on with their duties, but each time they went down the wing they could hear the voices. They claimed they went on for at least an hour. We agreed not to mention this experience to the other night staff as we were concerned it might frighten them when on nights. The home had many unexplained things like this, but always in the older part of the house. It was Georgian. It seems whatever they all... Well, there's a spelling error that has completely thrown me. Oh. It seems whatever they were, it had moved down into the new part of the home. We have had footsteps, things moving, and one recently a bit scary, unexplained thing that I only know what it means. I will write it up if you want me to. Well, Jesus. This is just one we had of many. If you're interested, let me know. I cannot say I believe in ghosts, but no, there definitely was something. I also know that whatever they or it was, it never harmed anyone. Lots of love. Your favourite sub, Jasper. Oh. That's it. Up the APMA. You know what I mean? That's all I can really say about that. That's crazy. So there's been voices, and then when you go to investigate, there's no voices, and then you hear voices, and then when you go to investigate, there's no voices. What are we giving that? What are we giving that? Out of APMA.
I'll give that a 6.
6 out of APMA. I like
Solid
it.
6.
6 out of APMA. Finger a gypsy, that's a 4, says Dylan. Oh, Jasper, you got your nan to write it to you. I see, it makes so much more sense now. 9 out of 10 up the Atma. 2. 0 says Scott the Savage. I very much apologise for my nan's typing. Tell your nan I forgive her. 4 solid 5, 6, 3, 4, 6, 8. 4 Atmas out of 10. Many Atma 6, 5. 4 times 4 minus 7 plus 1 out of 10. Jesus. An enthusiastic 7. Someone simply says French fries 2 simply says bollocks, which I think is a bit harsh. Lewis says 10 for me, working at a care home doing construction right now. Heard some scary shit from the women working there. Ooh. Tough crowd tonight, I'll take it, says Jasper. Change it to a 4-point system. It's either an A, an app, an apm, or an apma. That's it. What B is getting very critical. It's not very original in my opinion. I like the concept. 6 out of 10 up the atma and enjoy some good beans. Up the atma, up the atma. There we go. Alright, so that's another story. Guys, we've got about 20 minutes left and then we'll go over to twitch.tv/Dudey and we'll begin the quiz. Really looking forward to the quiz this week. I hope that lots of you come over. Also, guys, for those of you that aren't aware about Twitch TV, if you've got Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch sub. So just connect your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account and then give that Twitch Prime sub to whoever you please. How are you supposed to be original with a true story? Come on, that's very true. That is very true. Quickly in the chat before I go into the next story, how has everyone's day been? Give us some feedback. How is everyone? How is everyone dealing with lockdown right now? Are you tired of it? How are you doing? How are you getting on? What's your lockdown trip saying? Oh, match, man, 46. It's just gone out of control. It's just gone out of control. Just waiting. See, it's the problem with delays in the stream. Like every other day since lockdown. Good, thanks. Yeah, it all comes. Down. We are Mothman. You fucking scumbag. Down the atma. Jesus. I swear to God, Mothman.
That was a great account called Up the Atma.
Where?
In
Up
the
the Atma, yes. I love to see it.
Love it.
Love to see it. Loving lockdown, not gonna lie. Fair play, son. Lots of people with mixed feelings about the lockdown, which is fair. I feel like that's kind of a general consensus. My videos are making lockdown better. Thank you so much. You're going to get another one on sleep paralysis tomorrow at 7 p.m. Yeah, can someone stop Jack from spamming, please?
He's fat and done.
Right. Here we go. Ghost cat.
Oh, this sounds sick.
Here we go. Hey, Dudey. Bit of a niche one. Most stories involve human spirits, but this one involves a ghost cat. I was having a nightmare the other night. I was being stalked by a man of some description that was watching me through my windows. He managed to let himself in somehow and launched himself towards me. I woke up from the dream and felt a small pressure on my lap. Not as heavy as an adult or a child, but that of a small animal, even down to the 4 small legs. I looked down and in the darkness of the night I could just about make out the figure of what I assumed to be a cat. Not out of the ordinary, I thought, as I have 2 cats that will occasionally sleep on my bed. While there was no way a cat could come in through my window, The door could have opened during the night. I went to wake my boyfriend up. I asked him if the cat had come in during the night. He replied no. I made sure the door was closed before we went to bed. I looked down and the cat seemed to jump off of my lap onto the floor. I freaked out, so we turned on the light, and just as we thought, the door was closed. We looked over at his phone, and as luck would have it, it was 3:33. This all happened during the witching hour.
Oh.
Jesse. It's obviously the person that wrote the thingy. So, what are we saying, guys? What are we saying? Ghost cat. What are we giving it out of 10? What are we giving it out of APMA? How was that one? A spooky creature on her lap. Turns out there's nothing there. Then it turns out 3:33. Adrian's a savage. Gives it a 1. Amy says spooky. Daniel gives it a 3. Up the APMA says I'm allergic to cats, 0 out of 10.
That's harsh.
Cat was hiding in the room. Lots of low numbers here, but Kira gives it 10 out of 10.
I'll get out of fucking 7.
7, nice. Dax gives it a -1. That's harsh. Nothing wrong with that story. It was a good story. I think this could just actually be a vendetta against cats.
That's it. I think that's the thing.
In the chat, great question. Are you a cat person or are you a dog person? Tell me right now in the chat. I want to know. I want to know.
Tell me right fucking now.
Great title for a Goosebumps episode, says Andrew. It's got a good point.
That's it.
Jasper's getting competitive. He says his was better. Right, so we've got dogs, cats, 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 both. Lots of dogs, a couple of cats. I'd say predominantly
It's dogs, isn't it?
dogs. Why you, Loz?
I do like both, but I slightly prefer cats.
Yeah, I'm a cat person, guys. I am a cat person. That's just how it is. Listen, judge me. Do what you want, take that however you will. I can't help. You know what I mean? Can't help it. Jasper says chupacabras.
That's fair.
I've changed my name so that every time someone says up the APMA, it's orange. Brilliant. Bruh moment is an APMA person. I respect it. Alright, everyone change your name to up the APMA. Catma. I like it. Right. Ooh, what's this one? Is this a bit of juice? This one is called Mental Hospital Ghost. Scary. Hey Dudey, keep up the great work, man. I have a potential ghost story that I've never quite been able to wrap my head around. When I was 15, me and 5 friends went round to some abandoned buildings. They all used to be mental hospitals. They are called Dyke Bar Hospital. So on our way there, me and my mate Daniel waited on another friend Lewis, who had to jump in his house. While my other 3 mates, Scott and Alan, 2 Scots, went ahead to the hospital. Now I've been around this area a lot in my life, and it's very eerie, but what happened next I would never have expected. When me, Daniel and Lewis had got to the building, Scott and Alan had gotten past the fences surrounding the building to keep people out of them, of course. They were talking to us from the other side of the fence when out of nowhere, from the hole they had gotten through in the fence, there was a very tall, slim and ghastly looking man. Jordan Bentley joins the APMA up the atma, and becomes a geese. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate it. Welcome.
Welcome to the atma.
Welcome to the atma. I really need to do all that stuff. To be fair, I've literally just made it, so I don't know why I'm pressuring myself so heavily. Nathan Jones drops a £5. Blend a meal deal, pasta bowl with popcorn and some water to see if you can get a feel of why people like them needs to be done. Sorry, what the fuck?
That makes no sense to me.
I'd rather see the world burn. I really would.
Some men just like to watch the world burn.
That's it. A couple of people coming in saying, hi Jordan, hello, how are we all? Up the atma, do you know what I mean? Right, so, says a tall, ghastly looking man, holding a fishing rod and with a dog. He slowly approached my friends on the other side of the fence and stopped in front of them and just stared. One of my friends said, alright, to him, but he just stared, almost as if he was full of anger but couldn't speak. After about 5 minutes of him just staring at my friends, he walked round the side of the building and my friends just ran for the hole in the fence and got out. Just as we got ready to leave, a security van pulled up and we informed the guard someone was behind the fence. He went in to check but couldn't see anyone. There was no other way out of the area, and to get into the abandoned building you would have needed someone to pry a metal door open while you squeezed through. Ever since this moment, I've always thought it could have been a paranormal experience. I am now 21 and the building I mentioned has been knocked down. I always wonder though, what happened to that man? There we go, guys.
That's it.
Right? I'm not going to ask you to rate this one. I'm going to ask you, was the man a man or a ghost? In the chat. What are we saying? Man or ghoulie? What was he? Tell me. Tell me everything. Immediately. A man or a ghost? Oh shit, I didn't star it. There it is. Starred it. Bosh. Done.
It's a man ghost.
A man ghost. Just don't go to abandoned buildings. Oh, I love the idea of going to abandoned buildings. Just some nonce. A homeless dude. A dinosaur. A ghost. An atma. A man. A ghost. It was an atman. A man. A man. They were on LSD, says Ben. Finn didn't listen. He had some shit to do. Scott says a ghoulie. Amber says a mothman. Harry says a ghost. Homeless man took a wrong turn. Epstein killed himself, says up the Atma. Disgraceful. This man became the leader of Atma and he has just suppressed that memory. That's it. Probably a crack den. Fair play, fair play, fair play. Right. Spirit or demon? Great question. Right, what's the time? We'll do one more and then we will do a little Q&A, a little 5-minute Q&A sesh. Alright? How does this sound? Now I need to find one that will fill. Right, let's go for Fraser's ghostly relative.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, that's one I was about to suggest, actually.
Hi, Dudey. This is a story from when I was about 12 and I was stopping over at my auntie's old house. It had 3 floors and I was sleeping on the top floor with my cousin on the bed opposite me, who was about 8 or 9 at the time. It was night time and my auntie was in bed sleeping on the floor below us. My cousin had a box of toys on the other side of the room, one of which was a remote-controlled car, which was 100% turned off at the time and could not move unless being controlled via the remote. The car began to drive around the room by itself, making noises, and the lights came on it. Again, I emphasise this was turned off and could only be controlled using a remote. My cousin was asleep at the time, but I was just dozing off when I heard it. And to make my heart beat even faster, I began to hear footsteps coming up the stairs, and I was feeling increasingly unnerved. It was at this point I awoke my cousin and explained what had happened as the footsteps stopped. We ran downstairs to tell my auntie what had happened and asked if she had just come up the stairs to check on us, but there was no way she could have got back to bed in time. I felt like I just asked this to reassure myself that nothing weird was happening. We cautiously went back to bed, but there was a painting at the top of the stairs which fell off the wall as we got to the top, basically falling at my feet. At this point, I understand if it doesn't sound very convincing that something weird was happening, but take this into account. My granddad died in that very house, and the painting that fell off the wall was bought by him, confirmed by my auntie, my granddad's daughter, who used to stay in that very room when she was little. In addition to this, she told us how he would often go upstairs to check on her and her sisters during the night, which would explain the heavy footsteps I heard. Telling this story has truly spooked me once again, and I have told this story many times and have yet to come to a conclusion about what actually happened that night. I would be interested to know what you think of this story too. Thanks for reading. Well, that is a bit of Spooktown. What do we give this one, guys? Obviously, it's always spooky when they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you know, so a relative that recently died used to do the stuff that I'm now hearing, you know? It's always a spooky time. But you can take, if it is your grandfather, you can take, you know, peace in there. It's nice. But what he's doing, lobbing the fucking painting off the wall, that's a bit naughty. What do you think of that one, Loz? What do you think?
I'll give it an 8.
You give it an 8?
Yeah.
Some people are really liking this. Monty's give it an 800 out of 10. He said, I just shat my tighty whities. 10 out of 10. Sent a good one on Maid's Head Hotel. Let's have a little browse. I personally really like the story. I believe you. And I think it's very spooky. Obviously, it's even weirder that, you know, your auntie was... or was it your grandma? It was your auntie, wasn't it? Who did you go to see? Sorry, who was it that you went to go see and was still in bed? I've lost the story. Anyway, whoever you went to go see to reassure yourself, obviously that couldn't have been them, which makes it even spookier. Just finished work, listened to this on the drive home. Yes, very good, very good. This will be uploaded, guys, if you missed it. I saw Chris didn't get a notification. Of all the people in the world to not get a notification, YouTube, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself not to give it to Chris. I think, Chris, I think I saw just before I went live, I think you've been a member of this channel for 22 months.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, you can't see it on YouTube, on here. But yeah, no, I'm 99% sure it said 22 months. No, it must be more. No, it's 2 years in February, wasn't it? So what's that, 25? No, 27 months. I must have mistook the 7 for the 2 for a 7 for a 2. Madness. Absolute legend. Leave a like on the stream. Yes, Miles, thank you for shouting that. What the fuck is that? That is the allegedly, possibly, maybe army, Ben, which you're a solid part of. Up the APMA. Up the APMA. Up the APMA. Right, let's have a look. Frankie. Oh, it's a nice short one as well. So this will be the last one that we do. Then we'll do a little... Actually, we won't actually have time for a Q&A, so we'll do that next week. And then... oh yeah, by the way, guys, would you like me to do a Q&A video every now and then? Not like religiously or anything, but just every now and then. Like, for example, maybe Sunday could be a Q&A video. What do you think? Let me know. Do you want me to answer some questions for you? Right. Hi, Dudey and Loss. I used to work at the Maid's Head Hotel, and a member of staff told me a story. That was her story. That was her story.
Fucking 7. Nah, 9 out of 10.
The Bradwell Massive is no more. The Bradwell Massive will always be a thing. The Bradwell Massive is a regiment within the allegedly possibly maybe army. Just like the Sesh Gremlins are a regiment within the allegedly possibly maybe army. Ben would prefer one on Twitch. What's that? Sorry, would prefer what on Twitch?
Q&A, I think.
Oh, Q&A on Twitch. Yes. On occasion would be nice. James says no, too basic. Oh, you savage. Yes, easy peasy to do. Yes. Atma massive, lovely. Where does Sweet One Geezer fall? That's an elite regiment within. There are many regiments within this army. Right. She was working night shifts as a receptionist, and one evening, all of a sudden, a guest came running down the stairs, screaming, and said there was a headless woman floating above her in her room. We call this the Queen Victoria room. She was white as a sheet and crying uncontrollably. There's been numerous rumours with doors banging by themselves in the middle of the night and someone screaming down in the cellar. That is disgusting. Is this, Frankie, I know that you're a Norwich man. Is this in Norwich? Because if it is, we can stay there. I'll put Lozzie in that room for the whole night. Just with a GoPro on his head. What are we saying to this one? I rate that. I think that's short, sweet, concise and beautiful. You could do one of the Insta Q&As every now and again. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. I ain't done one of them in ages. I used to do them all the time. Such a scary hotel. What is it? The Maid's Head Hotel. Whereabouts is that? I'll have to Google it.
I feel like I've heard of that before.
Yeah, it does say, but yeah, it's quite a common name though, isn't it? Right, guys, listen. I'm out of here. Right. Oh, by the way, the Cobra Jack Kraken t-shirt turned up today. That was a prize 2 weeks ago, guys. No, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. For the quiz, which I'm now going to go and do. It's on Toonblade. I thought that's where it was. Right, so I'm now going over to twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. Go over there, guys, now. I will see you in just a moment with Lozzie, and we will do the quiz. 15 questions, guys. It's a slightly shorter one, but we're still going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a £10 Amazon gift voucher for the winner. Over you go to Twitch, guys. Thank you so much. If you're watching on the video, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, share it. I appreciate it. Right, guys, see you very soon. Up.